Hello and welcome to today's virtual card and a cuppa. It's our first one in December 2024 and it's actually the last Christmas card we're going to be making for Card and a Cuppa of this year. The next one will not be a Christmas card because it's a little bit too close, and I'm hoping that everybody by then had actually made them. But anyway, so this is the kit. Before I go into that, I would like to just double check that I am going out live. I think I am, but it's always difficult to tell. And yes, I am, I think, although I can see my shadow, but hey, there's not much I can do about that, I'm afraid. Let's see if I move that bit over. Okay, so as I said, Card and a Cuppa today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Fiona Whitten and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I live in Wokingham in Berkshire, here in the UK. So this was the kit that everybody had for today. There was a basic white envelope, a thick basic white card base. Now this actually started off as a piece, just a half a sheet of A4. So I'd cut it in half so the other half would have been like here. So I cut it at 10.5 and then I cut a piece off. And from memory, oh, I don't have my root, actually no. I'll use my, I think this is like something like just about 8. So I wanted to leave 7.5 7 centimeters back on here, so that it made a nice round number to cut some paper. So that was the base card and one piece that's been cut off. They had a piece of pool party cardstock, which is to go on the inside. Piece of the Reindeer Days paper to go on that flap. So this will go on here. There was also a piece of pool party which I embossed using the large, was it 3D Birchwood 3D embossing folder. This is a really large folder, so I was actually able to get a few of these in there at a time when I was embossing them. There was another piece of basic white, which is the same size as the piece that effectively was cut off the card front, which will go on the inside. And then there was a piece of basic white, normal basic white, which I had die cut using 2 of the stylish shape dies, but the square ones. So it created a frame and also a square piece as well. And then there was another piece of the Reindeer Days paper, which everybody had to fussy cut the reindeer out. So this is actually the reindeer that's on the front here, on this piece here. So that was, everybody got a spare one of him, an extra one of him for that. So that was the basic card kit. Took a couple of other things with me, one of which was some foam strips, and the other was the real red and basic white. So I took the real red and basic white peppermints, and I took some of these foam strips, which actually one of them will works really nicely with the frame. So that was what went with me. You probably want to see the cards that I made as samples. So this was the first one. So it's pretty straightforward in that the paper was glued on and the pool party cardstock was glued on there. The embossed piece was put on there. This piece was then glued on, put the frame on, and the deer, and then the embellishments. And I'll show you how to put this on the inside. And then I stamped the Merry Christmas on the inside of the card and on the envelope too. So that was the first card. Second card was basically a take on that first card, but instead of having the frame square, I put it in the diamond shape. And rather than putting the deer directly onto this embossed piece of Pool Party, I actually put the middle portion through, glued that on, and then added the deer. But the rest of it is exactly the same as that first card. So that was that one. And then the third card looks like this. So instead of putting, again, it was all sort of pretty much the same way to put it together, except that instead of just putting the white square through on that one, I actually stamped a sentiment on it and then put it in. And then rather than having the deer in the centre, I just put him on one of the corners of the frame. And so I put my embellishments there and so different places and on the inside. I didn't actually put a Merry Christmas on the inside because I've already got a little sentiment on the front. And I just simply stamped all of the envelopes with Merry Christmas. So those are the 3 cards that went this morning. Everybody was delighted with their cards, which is I'm always pleased and happy to know. So this, as I said, is the kit for this afternoon. I've already fussy cut around the deer, so you don't have to sit there watching me do it. Although if you're watching this on replay, of course, you can simply fast forward it. It takes about 2 or 3 minutes, so, but you don't have to do that today. So I've got all my bits here, and I just need to decide what to do. And I think I was umming and ahhing about trying to make a, rather than a landscape card, a portrait card, which I could do because if you turn the paper over, we've got holly leaves on there, and that doesn't matter whether it's landscape or portrait. Obviously, having the deer and the trees on, that sort of looks a bit odd if you've got the card in portrait mode. So I'm just going to do like that for a second. I'm just going to carry on like just putting things on just to see what they look like, because who knows. So those are those pieces. Now the thing is, if I want to put this as a portrait card, I need to have something to help it stand up. So I could put this on here. Let's see now. And that would work. And I'll just have my deer on here. Oops. Like that. So that would work. Maybe I want to move it down a little bit though. So I do quite like that. So yeah, that's, I think, is what I'm going to do. So I'm switching the card around so that instead of having a landscape card, I'm going to have a portrait card. So I can go ahead, seeing as I've just sort of worked that one out and seen what it will kind of look like. I'm just simply going to glue it all together. So this piece can get glued on the inside, because that is just simply the background for the inside of the card. Don't normally put a coloured piece in the inside of a card. I would normally simply have it plain. So that's that. I'm going to put my piece of holly paper on the top. Like so. So that's going to get glued on there. And as I glue, I'm trying to make sure that I'm lining up these edges left and right so that it looks all in line. Doesn't always work like that, but hey, I think I might need to give that a bit of a going over with my bone folder just to make sure that it lie slightly flatter. That's that. And as I said, I need to make sure that this piece will meet the bottom of this card so that it will actually stand up. Now I could put these on, I could glue it on, or I could put them on dimensionals, but I think for the sake of this card I want to make sure that it's good and sturdy. So I'm going to glue it, glue the whole thing. So I need a fair amount of glue on the, actually I need to double check that this is the, no, that's, which I've actually got the normal side, the thick basic white rather than the normal basic white, because the thick stuff is far more sturdier. So that will go on there like that. So I need to put some glue on here, but I don't want to put too much on, but I need to put enough on that it will actually stick. Oops, got a little bit too mad there. So if I start by if I use my grid paper, or try and use my grid paper, try and centre that. Notice I'm saying try, like that. Now let's make sure that I haven't put so much glue on that it's going to come out on the other side, which it is, but that's not too bad, like that. So that should stand up, which it does. Good. Okay, so this is the piece that's going to go in this here. And so long as it's hidden by this, it'll be fine. I can't decide whether or not to put a Happy Christmas on there yet. So this is going to go on here, I think like that. So I need my foam strip. These are called foam adhesive strips, and you get a couple of, well, you get a few sheets of these because you get 40 in here. Now this doesn't really matter because the whole thing's going to be on. Let's just double check that the whole thing is going to be on there. Pretty much. If I put it towards on the inside edge here, then there shouldn't be a problem seeing it. Oops. Would help to take the guard off the scissors. So it's just simply a question of putting it on, cutting it to size, doing the next bit, and then just going all the way around. You can also use these foam strips to make shaker cards. That's the third one, and then I'm going to do the fourth one. Oops, like so. Ooh, there we go. May as well take that backing bit off now because it's already coming off, and that just needs to be cut there, like so. It doesn't matter that there's a gap in it. This is not a shaker card, so it from that point of view, it doesn't really matter if there is a gap. Obviously, if you have a gap when you're making a shaker card, you really don't want to be shaking and everything to be falling out. But we're not making a shaker card today. So let's see if I do it from that end. I'm going to kind of have it so that it's sort of central like that. This piece will go in here and hide the fact that you can, they'll hide that piece, so that's fine. I I'm just going to simply feed it through the gap and line it up that way. It's much easier to do it this way than it is to put this on and then try and put your frame on, especially when you then realise that actually it's not in the right place. So that's going to go on there, like so. And then my little deer is going to go on, and looks like I didn't bring my dimensionals. Hang on 2 seconds. I'll just go for a wander through the card room quickly. Go and get them. Go. Small miracle that I actually knew where they were. But hey. And you don't need that many dimensionals on the deer. I literally have put one on his head and one on his sort of torso, well, neck bit. And that's all that I did on that. So he's going to go on here, like that. Then I need some embellishments. And the peppermints come in 3 different sizes, which is quite nice. And I told everybody today they can have 3, and it didn't matter which sizes, so they can have 3, all 3 the same, 3 different, or whatever, or 1 and then 2. So I'm going to, actually, so I saw someone do this morning, so I'm going to do, oh heck, I'll put it on upside down. There we go, that's 1, and then I'm going to use 2 medium-sized ones, she says. Put one there, and it's funny when you pick them up, they look bigger on the mat than they do when you've got them actually on there, so that's going to be that. Now I have this that I can put my sentiment on. Now I used Merry Christmas for the other ones from the Reindeer Fun. I don't know that it'll actually fit across. It might do. Let's see. Yes, it will do, so that's fine. So the other thing that I took with me was some real red ink, obviously the stamps and the blocks. I did take a memento as well, memento the basic black, but nobody wanted to use that. They all wanted to use the real red. It is Christmas after all. I'm just going to ink that up and then stamp that onto here, across the middle or thereabouts. That's that. Let's put one on the envelope. So if you don't have any images of paper that you can put on your envelope, there's no reason why you can't simply stamp the same greeting on. Obviously people then do know that it is a Christmas card and not a birthday card or a card for other things. So let's close this up before I end up putting something in it. So this Merry Christmas, I want to make sure that it is hidden by this front panel. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to line the edges up with this and then try and have it sort of central, top and bottom. So if you put your glue on the reverse side, like so, if I lined it up completely with this, it will be down here, which is what I don't want. So if I line it up so that it's kind of equal there and there, hopefully you can see, but obviously in line with these 2 sides here of that, then if you just do that and then simply close the card onto it, it should then be in place or really close to it. So okay, that's good because I can't see it. So I've got my Merry Christmas there, that's there. No, I do like that. So that's a fourth alternative using exactly the same kit. And except this time, as I said, I've made it into a portrait card rather than a landscape card. So that's the card from this afternoon. Quick, easy. And then these are the cards from this morning. So we have that one. We have that one. We have that one. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then that one 4. Hopefully you can see them all like that. So next week I'll be live Wednesday afternoon at 4:30 for some stamping and creating, and then the week after that, so the last Card and a Cuppa of 2024 will be on the 18th of December, so that's 2 weeks today. A couple of things to tell you, if you haven't, well, a few things actually. If you haven't got your Acorn reward cards in, don't forget you've only got until the end of the year to redeem them. If you live local and you want to benefit from the free postage and you can collect, then I am putting in an order on the 12th. Otherwise, let me have your order before the end of the year, but you will then have to pay postage and things will go direct to you. So it's worthwhile making use of the free postage if you can. I was going to say the clearance rack. It's not the clearance rack. The last chance products are now up on the in the store, just so you know. So there are things from both the online exclusives and the current September to December mini catalogue that will be retiring. So those are now in this last chance section in the online store. Some items are discounted, so it's worth giving that a quick look. This has been two new packs of paper, but actually there's three. There's 3 packs that had been out previously, and Stampin' Up have simply recoloured them. I say simply, it's not that simple to just recolour, but they're now in some of their favourite Stampin' Up colours, the most popular colours, and there were a couple of new kits in the kits collection. So really that's kind of all that's going on at the moment, which is as if that isn't enough, along with all the Christmas preparations and things. So hope you have a good week. And that you're able to join me next week. Any questions, drop me a quick email or put a message on Facebook or Instagram, and I will get back to you. So take care, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.